We'll get this over here on this side. 3, it's labeled on the torque sequence. So we're going to do a 90-degree turn in reverse on this. We're just doing stages of 90 degrees on the torque sequence in reverse. Take this off. Let's do that now. So according to the book, the last stud, this would be the first stud that you start on if you're putting it in, but we're taking it out. So here's stud 1. Right on, it's like below 2. Then this one's 3. So this is the one we're looking for. And I gotta grab my ratchet. But wait a minute, there's one right now. That's the wrong size. Sure, these are loose. Yeah, kind of. Okay, next one. Okay, let's check next one. Here we go. We'll get our catch pan ready. Here's coolant coming out. I think, okay, cool. We actually got it in the right spot to catch it. I'll let that bleed off a little bit. That probably would have went everywhere. Probably even got on me. Use this one. Right here. All right. A little more time to bleed off too, so it's not such a bad thing. A lot less chance of it splashing everywhere and getting on stuff. That's not such. Get these other ones out. All right. Oh yeah, wow. That stream. A top end rebuild. Basically, yeah, head gaskets, intake manifold, spider injector. Yeah, so pretty much, yeah, top end. I'd say, yeah, I agree with you. We'll get these studs out so it can bleed out all the coolant while we're getting these spark plugs and the one mounting bracket left to go off of it. Then it shouldn't be like anything in the way anymore. Oh, that's good. It almost fell in the coolant. I think that's loose enough to get by hand. Let's try it. Okay, we got it. A little more. This one. Okay, the studs are all out. Now we're just gonna get our 10 mil and get those bolts out. But what we're going to do to make sure we don't lose those bolts, so we're going to take the bracket off, and then we're just going to put the bolts right back where the holes that they came from. Does that make sense? So this thing's ready to be lifted up out. We want to get the dipstick out of the way first. That's connected to the head, so that has to come out anyway. And then that's obstructing my spark plug socket as well. So let's grab a 10 mil and get that out. Here we go. Show you what I'm talking about. Right here. Right here. One of the bolts that's holding it on. What? It's not a 10 millimeter? What is that? It's a 10 millimeter. What is going on here? Okay, we got it broken loose. Let's get the rest of it out. We'll back it out some, and then we'll get the other one right here. Okay, all right, we got them out. Okay, perfect. Okay, we're gonna put this bracket off to the side. Put this bolt back in so we don't lose this little bolt. Okay, good, it got caught. There's a lot of nooks and crannies in that motor mount right there. That's a pain doing that motor mount. Okay, now that this is out of the way, you should be able to get this spark plug out. So let's try that now, because now we don't have all that tension up against the spark plug like it was, because we got that bracket out. Because this is where our oil dipstick goes through. That's what was causing all that tension. So let's try to get in there now. There we go. Now we're on lockdown good. We can get that one out. Okay, let's do this. Here we go. Wow. What's going on? No, it's not moving. Huh. Shouldn't be that tight. I did these a couple months ago. Okay, we got it broken loose. That really is weird because I torqued these all into the torque spec. So I'm curious to see what's going on with this cylinder, or if it's just a fluke thing. It's coming out by hand now, so might just be this bracket kind of pinching it still. I'll take a look at it when it comes out. It's almost out. I think it's the bracket. It feels like it's like leaning on that. Here you go. Let's look at this spark plug and light. Seems to be pretty normal. Threads look okay. It doesn't look like it took threads off. Let me feel it. Feels okay. From that lean condition, or something's going on. It's got like a smell of gasoline on it. So something to note. Take it up the last one, and then this head's coming out. Head's already ready to come out. Just these little minor things. This last spark plug, that's the only thing left. That's not holding it in. I'm just taking that out so I don't damage it. Here we go. Right here. Look at that bracket's leaning on it. That'll come out as soon as we take this cylinder head out. It's kind of just blocked in. It's easier to take it out when the cylinder head comes out. I think it's pinched in by that the oil drain, or the oil dipstick. Really. Here we go. Okay, just needed a little extra oomph to come out. These last two spark plugs. Other ones came out normal, so something to take a note of. Nice, man. 4 top ends, 1 V6 and 1 full top and bottom on a V6. Yeah, this is a V6 as well. You guys got the 4.3. You guys probably call it the Opal, but we call it the GM here. 4.3 liter V6 is what this is. Okay, be really careful getting this spark plug out, unless you're not reusing the spark plug. Otherwise, just, you can treat it, manhandle it. Okay, let's look at this spark plug now. That one smells like oil. So at least we're getting in there, and we're gonna get to the bottom of any of the issues on this side. I'm curious to see this side because the driver's side bank looked pretty good. Curious to see what goes on with this. I'll leave you guys filming right here because you can see a good angle from here. I'm gonna go top side and pull this cylinder head out. So I think that's everything. That's everything it needs. It's ready to come out. Let's do it. Oh, one last thing. Let me make a little spot for this to go real quick. It's got some place to go when it comes out, right? Get the blocks of wood out. Okay, let's get her out now. We got out the landing pad already for it. So when she comes out, she's got a home to go to. I'm gonna put the light down here. Over here with you guys. And we're gonna pull it from the top. Alright, let's do this. All the studs are loose. This one's actually on there a little bit. It's got to take like a 2x4 and a little deadbolt hammer and tap the back of it a little bit, I think. But, yeah. This one's actually on there. The other one, I didn't need to do that yet. It's very gentle with this. We're not beating it. Here we go. Oh. We got one bolt for this wire right here, it looks like. Let's get that out. That might help. Might be what's holding it up. So I'll take you guys in and show you what I'm talking about. Let's grab our light. So this one last bolt right here. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in. Hopefully I catch you around. Alright, take care, man. So here we go. That makes sense. He said he's in Australia, so it's like about 1 o'clock in the morning there. Okay, so you got this wire holder. Oh. There's a bolt right here holding your wire harness. Yeah, it's just for this wire harness holder. I don't think that's even, no, that don't even have to come out. What am I talking about? I think I just got to shock this thing. It's just mated pretty well to the surface. I think I'll tap it from the front. I'll leave you guys here and I'll tap it from the front. There's no clearance to do it in the back here. And it's not much to get it to go either. Try lifting it up. Let's get a longer board. Oh, here we go. Probably too long. Hang on a second. Well, actually, it might not be. Let's try it. cut this down in half to like half the length. One moment. Alright, this should be good size now. Let's try this again. Yeah, let's try it again. Get a better hit on it. Let's try that. I was just doing a piece of wood. You weren't going too rough with it. Okay, I think, yeah, I see it. It looks like it's loose now. Let's try it. Okay, maybe not. The sucker's on there. Move this outside. Yeah. Just gotta gently get this thing off. Yeah, she's like still on there, glued. The gasket surface is still on there pretty tight, so I think what I'm gonna try to do, put a piece of wood here and pry on it this way, but then again I can't really do that because this will bend on my doghouse area, so we'll figure out a different angle of approach. This one's putting up a little more fight, well, a lot more fight than the driver's side did, so let's I just don't want to be damaging anything is the key to getting this thing out, like in one piece without breaking anything or warping anything. And so far that wood block thing wasn't getting it. To try some more of that. That's what's recommended by the service information book. Just don't want to be too rough with it. So, okay, let's try again. We're just beating on a 2x4. We're not beating on the actual head. We're not putting on a spot where there's a mating surface gasket is either. I mean, you can if you want to buy a new head. But, trying to make this one safely removed. So try this. Let's put up a fight here. Maybe we'll try a shorter piece of wood than this one. Let's cut this one down a little bit more. Try that. Make sure your wood's lined up in a good spot so the energy transfer is good. You're not hitting any mating surface or anything that's going to get broken. Let's try it now. He's hanging on tight, guys. Let's keep trying. Just trying to think of ways that you're gonna get this off without breaking stuff. Let's. Oh man, it's still in there. Good. It's a touchy situation because you just don't want to mar up any of these gasket surfaces. But you want to get enough leverage on it as well. If this wasn't flimsy, we'd be prying here, but this stuff's gonna bend. This doghouse stuff. I mean, there's the lips of these cylinder heads, but I don't know, that sounds sketchy to try to pry off that stuff. It just doesn't look like a good idea. The block of wood with a hammer method doesn't seem to be working either. So we got all the bolts off this. We just got to get the release to like be able to come off. I guess I could just try to like Hercules pull it off. See. No, it's not even budging. Or maybe I could. No, that's so tight. I don't know. I just don't want to screw that mating surfaces up either by shimmy and stuff in there. This needs a good shock, I guess. Let's try some more stuff up here. I'll be right back in a moment. Alright, we're back. We're gonna do a quick look up of what it's a good idea to try to get this out safely. Besides the service information, see if there's other good ideas. All right, we got some good tips here. So we're going to apply some penetrating fluid, some WD-40 around the seams of the gasket. So let's do that now. Alright, here we go. On this side, we'll do this. Try to get it where you want it, and not like by the water pump gasket and stuff like that. I'm not being too scared about it getting in the crankcase. I'm trying not to get in the crankcase more than anything, but if it does, it's not the end of the world because I'm going to be changing the oil when all this is said and done before we do a final startup. Okay. Now we're going to apply some from the inside where you guys are. Hey, it's better than getting frustrated and starting beating it and breaking things, you know? You know, better safe than sorry, right? So right here, okay, I think I'll show you guys better. Tilt you downwards some. There we go. Okay. Here we go. It's just WD-40. It's on the seam gasket area, so it can help break that bond. I think down as well. Okay, that's cooling passages. Kind of harder to apply on this end of it. There's not as much surface area to get it on without it dripping down and going where you want it to go. I'll let that soak a little bit. I guess there's something called a cylinder head removal tool. I'm going to take a look and see what that is. So we'll keep going. So we'll give it a last go, trying to smack it out with the 2x4 with a piece of or a hammer. So upon researching it, it looks just like a basically kind of like your harmonic balancer puller type setup. Um, there's a cylinder head puller tool, I guess is what it's called, and it can go. It'll hook into where these stud bolts are, and then it pushes off of the thing, kind of like your ball joint presses or all the other stuff like that, where it presses stuff out. So if this thing's still giving me a hard time, I'll have to get that tool, more than likely. Hopefully I can just get it without it. But there's, always a reason to get another tool, right? That's not a bad thing. I like the tools. And man, I got a couple more cylinder head gasket jobs coming up anyway. How's it going? Thanks for saying hi there, Prince. How's it going? Prince, Child, Iago, Prince Automotive. I'll just call you that. Is that okay? Thanks for stopping in, man. You got any ideas about getting this stuck cylinder head out without the special tools? Because we got this far, we got all the studs out. We just got to get this thing unstuck. It's still basically glued down. Yeah, we're 99% of the way there. We just got to get the cylinder head off. Like it's still glued down. The bolts are all out. It's just gotta get it out without damaging anything. So it looks like I'm pointing towards having to buy the tool. I got lucky on the driver's side, and it wasn't like this. It wasn't like fighting me and still stuck. And the method it showed you from the service information isn't working either. You take a piece of wood and smack it with a hammer against it gently, and it's not doing anything. Hey, I mean, we're so close to being done though, like getting this thing out, so it's not a big deal. Really, just gives you teaches you how to overcome this next obstacle. You know what I mean? Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, because we got lucky and the driver's side came out without having to do this stuff. So we're gonna we let it soak in right now with some WD-40. We put that on the areas I could get it on, according to some tips I found. So it's been soaking a few minutes. We can try and smack it again with the piece of wood. Put on an area where it's not going to damage anything. Let's try it again. here we go. To prevent splitting of this piece of wood, I'm going to put another one over across it. You guys, here we go. Pinched my finger. We're all right though. Let's try this again. You're really fighting me here. You don't want to come out. We'll apply some more WD-40 on the gasket surface. It's hard to get in on this side, but every little bit was going to help, you know. We'll try to put some more on the front. Look up a little bit more here. Let's see. try to come from this other angle. Let's try it. No. It's a tricky situation because you don't want to hit anything like the mating surfaces. You don't want to gouge those up. So. Let me look from down below too. Let me see here. See if there's anywhere good to get leverage. Not really. Huh. I guess I could put some WD-40 through these areas here though. Might help. Well, right here I see a spot where I could probably get the piece of wood in. I'm gonna try that. I don't want to just straight up give up right here. Let's try a different angle. This is like a good angle to come at it from. We didn't try this yet, so let's try that. Just making sure we're not gouging any of our gasketing surfaces here either. That's what makes it more tricky. It's not just like doing a tire or something. Might be helping. I'm seeing some more coolant come out. So I might have just broke the bond back here. You can hear that dripping. That's a good sign. Let's continue. I think it's working, guys. Yeah, I see it starting to come out of the jacket area. We're starting to break the bond. And it's helpful too because then there's less coolant for me to have to deal with when it starts coming out. And we actually get this thing off. Keep going. It's just leaking around the bottom now. So we did break the bond. It's not enough to get it to come right out straight up yet. It's a little bit more. It's a good sign though. We're close. Give it a good more max. It should come off. good sign we're getting some more dripping. She's really hanging on tight, but she's letting go finally. Now that I got that area leaking coolant a little bit, we're going to try to put some WD-40 in that gap. I'm getting a steady drip going now. Here we go. I'll get you guys so you guys can see this. Here we go. To see where I'm applying this WD-40 and where we got it to start, the gasket to start letting go. Here we go. So I'll show you right here, right on this seam. Get this light out of the way. Right on this seam, that's where coolant's coming out, because that's where we broke the bond. So we're going to put some WD-40 and try to creep some in there. It might not get a whole lot, but every little bit will kind of help. Let me get this light hanging up so I can work with two hands. There. That's better. Let's continue. Oh yeah, I've seen some bubbling up here, so it's kind of getting in there. Then up along here earlier, we did some. Put a little more in there. Then the last bit back here. Okay. Now let's try some more of this. Remember, we're not putting on any gasket mating surfaces. We're trying to get a straight shot. And also, we're not putting on anything that's all weak. Like anything that's like a flange that sticks off or anything. Breaking the bond. This is according to the service information how to do this. If you're just trying to get it off at home. And if this doesn't work, we'll end up getting the tool as well. Well, we're going to get the tool anyway, because we got a bunch of cylinder heads to do on different vehicles anyway. Cylinder head gaskets. Let's try to make some space for myself. Get a good swing angle in here. Okay, let's try that. Oh, I'm seeing stuff. It's like stuff's moving. It's a good sign. Let's keep going. I'll show you. There's some coolant coming out of this side. More and more when I'm giving it the pressure with the piece of wood and the hammer. Let's see if we can get that in here. Okay. I'm gonna reposition. Do some more right here. And this piece of wood gets boogered up pretty quick doing this. Well, I got a bunch of them sitting around. It's okay. See if we can get this out of the way and get a better shot into there. This bracket out of here. Oh yeah, we can. We just have to pull it open a little bit. Let's do that. There. Make your life a little easier and not working around that anymore. Okay, let's continue. So we're getting progress because we can see the coolant coming out of the bottom of the mating surface. So that's a good sign, guys. So here we go. You see some of the coolant like spraying out a little bit. Oh yeah, we got a steady little drip going. He's almost off, guys. I was just about to give up and be like, I gotta buy the tools. I'm peace out, guys. I'm leaving. But I stayed around and we work on it a little more, and it was just about to give up, but just that little bit. If I just sort of gave up, we wouldn't be here. So let's keep going. Getting somewhere because I just had some coolant fly and hit my leg, so it's got a lot of coolant in there still. Well, not a whole lot, but enough for it to drip out. And we got our catch pan catching it too at the same time. So we're almost there, guys. This needs that little bit of extra what do you call it? Persuasion. And we're gonna give it to it. Let's keep going. Let me get lined up here better. There we go. Let's continue. More and more dripping. I think right here through these stud holes I can put a little bit of WD-40 as well, because it'll get in there a little deeper than where we had it from just the outside. So like right here, just a good dab. Nothing too crazy. Okay, let's try this some more. She's just about to let go. We'll give it some more good wax, and then we're gonna go up top side and see if we can just straight up pull it. Whew, it's working. A little bit more. She should be ready to come out. Get a couple more wax and I'm gonna go up top. Alright, let's try going up top now. I got an idea. Let's try this. I think this might work. It's gotta be gentle doing this. What I'm about to do. Okay, that might not. It's kind of flimsy. There we go. No, that's too. I'll try shocking the front too, son. Try shocking it from the back side and from the inside here as well. Definitely made a big difference from doing it down below where you guys are looking. The most progress so far. Oh, it's moving, guys. We're almost off. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Got it. I think I pulled from that end, feel like coolant rushing out, the catch pan's catching it. Wow. We ain't gotta buy that tool yet, guys. I'm gonna let it drain a little bit and I'm gonna pull it off. It all went pretty much right in the catch pan. Unlike the driver's side when I did that, that went all over the floor and all over me too. So this time, the catch pan was in the right spot. You learn a thing or two, you do a couple of these. So this is the passenger side. The driver's side, I was wearing most of this. We got it off, guys. Let it drip a little more. I'm gonna go agitate it a little bit more up top and see if any more coolant's ready to come out. Then we're gonna pull the head right out. Head's all ready to go. There's some WD-40 and shocking it with a 2x4 and a hammer. Looks good. And then I pull it off from the front. It's still attached a little bit by the gasket in the front, so let's pull that up too. Let me pull this off. I think I got the wood still back there. But yeah, we're about to pull this cylinder head right out. Set it on the floor with the 2x4s to prevent any warping. Here we go. We got to shock the front just a little bit more. The back's already loose. they hold quite a bit of coolant in there. So catch pan comes in handy in mitigating the mess. So that's a plus. Let's try that now. Oh, that's a lot better. Still just kind of attached on this bottom here. I'll see if I can get it down below where you guys are. Get the hammer in there and a couple of whacks with the 2x4 with the hammer. Yeah, okay, I got a direct shot. Nice. Like that. Right here. We're not hitting on any of this stuff that's got gasket surfaces, guys, at all. Okay, right here is where we're gonna go from. I just gotta readjust myself because the swing angle where the hammer's going is where I'm sitting, so we have to move to make it happen. Here we go. Left-handed. Pay careful attention to where that 2x4 is sitting, because that's an exhaust manifold there. You don't want to make an exhaust leak because you're being careless, or you know, whatever you want to call it. That sounds like a good sign. Sounds like some coolant started to come out. Okay, I'm gonna get up there and check now. Yeah, we got some drips coming, so I think we just got it loose, guys. Let's try to find. I'm gonna try to pull it right from the top and by the doghouse. Let's see. I think it's ready to come out. If I just Hercules manhandle it gently, you know, not beating it. Okay, that part's loose right here. Yeah, she's out, guys. She's out. Now we just gotta navigate it around this wire whip. Be real careful, don't be slamming it around. I gotta go to the front now. There, now we're free. I just gotta get it to clear and pull it out. Now we're completely separated from the gasket in the block. Good. It's kind of heavy. It's cast iron. Very gentle and thoughtful, like you're carrying your grandma or something, you know? Really, unless you hate your grandma. That's a bad analogy if you hate your grandma. But something tender, like a baby, basically. Good example, okay? You don't want to be jostling this and slamming it and stuff like that. transmission dipstick's kind of in the way. I'm going to try to take it out through the front. I'm going to put a 2x4 here to spacer it, so it's not, so that way we're not scoring or gouging anything on the block or the cylinder head. I'm going to shim that between it, so that way I can slide it out through the front without it like sliding across the metal surfaces, the metal to metal contact, if that makes sense. Because according to the service information, that's what you set these on, as a wood surface. So that's going to be okay, as long as I'm gentle with it, like I said. So let's get a piece of 2x4 in here to shim it between it. Because it's hard to get it out through the back. We're going to try to do it through the front. And then we have our surface, our area down below, or where this is going to go when I finally pull it out and rest it. It's going to rest on some 2x4s on the floor that are flat, so it's not damaging the surfaces, according to the service information, okay? So let's get the piece of wood out here. This will do. Because the wood, the theory in that is what they're saying is, this wood, if you didn't know, is softer than the metal. So it has a little give to it. But it's firm enough to hold it. So you're not gouging your areas and making your gasket surfaces all leak, basically. Okay? There we go. We're going to pull this up. There's our beautiful gasket. Finally get to see it after all this time. Just gotta maneuver stuff until we get it the way we want it. This block of wood will help a lot. We got the spacer in. Now we're going to go to the front and try to pull it forward and lift it up if we can. You try not to drag this stuff across anything. Try to lift it straight out. She's totally free. You just got to get it over towards me. I'm going to put some more wood in between here so it's just getting dragged across the wood, basically, gently. Not even really dragged, it's just a spacer to hold it up, okay? Let's get another piece of wood. Make sure this wood you're using is like more clean. So you don't want like chunks of metal and stuff in it. You're putting it underneath there and gouging, like getting pressed against your cylinder head and gouging it and stuff like that, and damaging it. There we go. There. Oh, we got it. I'll bring it over and I'll show you it. Yeah, we got it out. Alright guys, come over here. That's the one right there we just took out, laying on the 2x4s. Readjust it some more. driver's side one's ready to go with the machine shop, all wrapped up right there. The Marvel Mister Oil on the exposed metal surfaces to prevent flash rust. But let's take a look at our cylinder head. I'll grab my light as well. One moment. That was definitely a lot harder getting that out than the driver's side was. And I was just about to give up too, guys. So they're like, well, guys, I'll be back. I gotta buy the tool. But we did it according to the service information. We didn't do anything that was incorrect either. We just stuck with it. You know, let me grab this light. There we go, we got our light. Pretty happy getting this thing out. Better view of it. So that's just the remnants of the gasket that I gotta get cleaned off here. But we'll be getting some more of the Dawn power wash, and I still got those pads. I'll show you the pads just to get this cleaned up pretty good. It's still going to Lee's Automotive machine shop there in Colorado Springs real soon. Not sponsored. That's where I'm taking it. He's a friend of mine. That's where a lot of the shorts for the vehicles that I was showing the other day, that they're down there at his shop. Between him and two other shops, there's like 3 automotive shops, all in the same parking space area. Right here, guys, these pads, we do Dawn power wash. That's what we're going to be using. And then they're going to get cleaned up good in a new valve job, inspected in valves and whatnot down there at Lee's. So most of those vehicles that were shown on those shorts, most of them, I think like 90+% of those are for sale. I think they're all for sale for the right price, honestly. If you want it, if you have to have anything you've seen on there. That's just nice. Thanks for commenting, Mark Locklear. What's an 882 head? I just didn't know, so if you could enlighten me, I appreciate that. And thanks for commenting. I appreciate that. So if you notice, this valve here looks different than the rest. It might just be because it's not wet, but we'll find out soon enough. These valves all appear to be seated pretty good. Oh, here's our studs that all fell out. These are all one-time use studs, so we already got fresh studs set to go. So we won't be reusing those. But just the thing to note is the sealant on here. I'll show you what I'm going to be putting on the new bolts when they come in, or when I do this. Really soon, this is going to be going to the machine shop and getting checked over. And then when I get these back, this is the stuff I'm going to be putting on the new head studs. The new head studs come with some stuff on them. I'm going to be taking that stuff off of them with a wire wheel, and we're going to be cleaning it up good and putting this stuff on it for our sealant. And then we're going to follow the torque spec sequence and all the data from the service information. Everything's going by the book on this, guys. So real important, you don't just put these in with nothing on them, okay? That's the point I'm trying to make. And also, there's 3 different length studs for this. They all have a specific torque value. So there's long, medium, and short studs on this. There's 13 studs total. So something to be aware of. All the details is real important on this. When we can finally get back to putting it back together. If you just tuned in, you just missed me taking this out of the there. It was stuck really bad. I had to keep on using the 2x4 method with a hammer going around it according to the service information. If it's stuck, you can just you put it against areas that don't have a gasket area that aren't weak, and you give it just solid persuasion with a hammer with the piece of wood. You don't hit it directly with the hammer. And then you go around it with like what I did myself was I used WD-40 according to some tips I just found. Go around the gasket area with WD-40 and then keep doing the hammer thing. We were just about to give up and we weren't sure if it was going to let go. And then it started to. And we got it out right here for you guys right in front of you. Pretty happy about that. We'll do a little bit of cleaning right now. Let me get some supplies out here. We'll try this versus the Dawn power wash that I was using on this other one. But we'll scrub it a bit because this is still going to the machine shop anyway. We're just getting it cleaned up a little bit more, and we're using these zero scratch pads. Okay. So let's do some, see what happens. Because I'm definitely going to get more power wash. I just have to wait to get some. And everything on here is not sponsored. It's all bought with my own money. Okay, that gasket part's on there pretty good right now. But we're just getting started. And this isn't the soap product that I really like. This is just basic Dawn, so I'm not really expecting a whole lot to happen with doing this. But it's gentle enough where we're not gouging our surfaces or anything like that, you know. It's taking the gasket off without taking the metal, compromising it. There's those zero scratch pads. Yeah, I was really getting demoralized there when we got this cylinder head not coming off that easy. But we just kept at it and we got it to come off. I think I got some fresh metal razor blades as well. Some of these areas with the gasket, they're gonna need a little bit more with it. So let's get some of them off. Blade. Let's do this gently. And gentle is key here. You're not just gonna be rough with this stuff. Just like that. Not putting a lot of pressure on it. It's just enough to get this outer gasket area, or the gasket remnants to free up and flake off. Okay, just like that. And try to keep even pressure too. And remember, this gets cleaned too, so you definitely don't want all these little flakes staying in there. We're taking the time and going through this for a bit before it gets slapped back together. It's going to the machine shop as well. So this is just a good rough cleaning before we take it there. Unfortunately, I had a nice video all recorded of driving from here in Ordway to Springs, to Colorado Springs, but the video got corrupted. The only things that were left was like that 7-minute video of driving in Springs that I uploaded yesterday. So I was real bummed out. It was like a hour and 40 minutes long video. It just completely just drained my battery the whole time recording, and it didn't save any of it. It got like, it just disappeared. So I was really bummed out about that. We're gonna have more. We're going back there when we have to go to the machine shop in Colorado Springs. We'll get some good videos. There's a lot of nice mountain views there. Elevation's like 7,000 plus feet above sea level versus here in Ordway, which is like 4,000. So you hear your ears pop and such when you're out there. And when you're trying to breathe, it's harder to breathe because of the elevation. There's just not as much oxygen in each breath versus lower elevations. So you have to breathe more breaths to equal the same amount you'd be getting in a lower elevation. So there'll be more to come with stuff like that. And we'll be driving some more cool places once we get this van all go good again. Looks like a lot of gasket under there, huh? I'll get the camera in a little better. That's pretty good. And we still have to clean the block too. That'll be a lot. No, what was I saying? That's gonna be a big priority coming up, because this is just going over this before we send it to Lee's shop, his machine shop. So it looks good, and this stuff hasn't been hasn't had a blown head gasket either. We were just in here because we were doing the intake manifold gaskets along with the spider injectors and everything else. So it's just a couple more steps, and you take out the cylinder heads and do the head gaskets and refresh all that stuff while we're there already. Because it's just some vehicle I got it from some old dude off of Facebook, the marketplace thing. So, you know, who knows what those gaskets look like? And you're just driving it, and the head gasket could be ready to go if for all you know. Luckily, they didn't seem that way, but I didn't know that. Looked like he really took care of his vehicles. The cross hatching is pretty good on those cylinder head walls, or the engine block cylinders. The walls of those, it's pretty good cross hatching. So it looks like he's been changing his oil on time and taking care of his vehicles. Makes a big difference. So we'll be, soon enough, guys, we're going to be able to get this all back on the road, driving it around. And it should be pretty much the last thing it needs for a bit. And we just have to keep an eye on the front differential, because it had a weird whine at like 50 miles an hour. And it wasn't consistent, though. Some days it wouldn't do it at all. Some days it's constant. Because I kept thinking it was wheel bearings at first.
But I'm like, that's not a wheel bearing. It's got new wheel bearings, so, and it's not anything like if you're turning uh, either way at speed or without speed. It's only on acceleration when it's like above 50 miles an hour, and it's not consistent. It's not always doing it. So it narrows it down, and it's coming from the front. My I have like a super strong gut feeling it's the front differential. Something's worn in there causing that whine. I have some driving videos on if you're curious about hear about the whine. Several of them have it while I'm driving. It's kind of hard to not notice it when I'm talking and driving. So it'll be cool to compare it to when I get a chance to finally get it switched out or rebuilt. How it sounds when it's new, a new fresh unit. Makes all the difference. It's the safety and drivability. That's the reason why you maintain your vehicles. And this is a lot of preventative maintenance. We're doing it before it catastrophically fails. So you're finally getting it down to the cast iron all the way. And it's just gentle. We're not stabbing it and beating it. Just gentle. And even pressure. Just getting that old gasket off and getting it flat. But yeah, about an hour ago, I almost got frustrated and threw in the towel because I couldn't get this to separate. The driver's side didn't give me any fuss. It just came off without any fighting me at all. This passenger side, not so. Just try to keep the even pressure across the mating surface so you're not gouging anything or going too deep and making stuff uneven. Just slow and careful. Get this gasket remnants out of here. Let's try to do some more of this scour pad. This zero scratch. Okay. And we got some Dawn soap on there. We prefer the power wash, but we don't have any right now. So we're gonna try and do something with this and see how we can make, see what we get out of trying it like this. Power wash works really good. That power wash heavy duty, that was my favorite. Recommended to me by one of you viewers. So if you're watching, I appreciate that. So we'll have to get nice cardboard boxes that are big enough to fit these cylinder heads in, preferably separate boxes. So when we get this all packed up to take it to Lee's machine shop there in Colorado Springs, this stuff doesn't get damaged in transit when we're driving it there or when we set it down for him. These are very fragile with the mating surfaces. You don't want to damage this stuff. And rough handling can cause that very easily. Very, very gentle with this stuff. I'm doing even pressure so we're not gouging anything. A lot of old gaskets coming off pretty good. Pretty happy about that. There we go. We're getting some. So everything's pretty much prepped for this to be put back in. It just needs to go to the machine shop and have them go over it and change anything out that's not good. Let's do a little more of this. Some of these areas kind of tricky because of how close they are to water jackets. So we just take our time and we get these areas cleaned up nice and good. There, we got that chunk off. Got a little bit more off of that. It's coming out pretty nice, guys. Just trying to keep that blade as flat as possible so we don't gouge anything. Because fast isn't better if you're gouging it all up, then what's the point? You know, just ruin everything. This is getting checked down there at Lee's too. Machine shop there in Colorado Springs. So I get it all set up for me. Whoops. It's just plastic. All right, let's keep going. It's a lot bigger deal if you gouging stuff or making problems with it after it's already went to the machine shop, because then it's on you. But since it's not even there yet, we're just doing a good cleanup of it while we're here. And it makes less for Lee to have to go over to. He might it'll reflect the price he charges me if he has to do less, like cleaning this stuff as much. It's better than bringing it all nasty too. And then it's like I've already went through it, so I know if there's anything weird either. So I'm going through it myself, not just blindly handing it to him. this angle. Pretty much got all that area. Oh, let's point down there. Okay. This gasket honestly looked a lot worse than the driver's side that came out. So it probably wasn't a bad thing to get in here and get this freshened up. The driver's side actually looked like really pristine, considering however long it's been in there. This side looked like it was all kind of compromised and like ready to fail, honestly. So it's probably a good thing being in here and doing this. So it makes me feel better about taking this down and refreshing it, because it actually really needed it. Versus just driving it and letting it fail and getting stranded somewhere. Get over here with the camera. Oops. One moment, let's get the thing out, put it where we want it to be. That's pretty good. Oops. A little bit of RTV right here, from where it mates up with the intake manifold. Took that out. Got that RTV cleaned out. Forget this is a better scraper. I have a Walmart one where you have to hold the button all the time. This is a Stanley one from Walmart, or no, from Home Depot, I think. And this one I don't have to hold the button, but I keep thinking I do. That other one you have to keep holding the button. If you don't, it pushes it. you go to use it and it pushes the blade back in constantly. Look at this, guys. Got a little clogged coolant passage. I was gonna put you guys in, let's get a close up on that. Okay, one moment, let's get the close up thing. Let's see. Right here, it says passage right here. You can barely tell it's a passage there. That's gonna get, we're gonna poke that a little bit with a pick right now. So it comes out. Okay, let's grab a pick. One moment. Okay, we got our picks ready, bigger and a smaller one, and our light guide. Let's charge that. But that coolant passage, see, if I wasn't going over it, I would have totally missed that. I'm gonna see what comes out of there. It was like that, but it was even worse on the driver's side. This is the passenger side bank. Okay, here we go. Right here. Like concrete type stuff. It's like this, the edge was kind of clogged. It's still got some remnants of it. Not nearly as bad on that part, but we gotta flip it still. There's other parts that were pretty bad on the driver's side. We'll compare it to this passenger side. Let's see. They got that everything out of there. Let's look at this intake holes. She set on these 2x4s. Okay. Let's get in here and look at these coolant passages. Get this out of here. Just go up and then tilt a little bit. So right here, we'll poke around. This was like completely clogged on the other one. Other driver's side bank. This looks clean on this one. Let's try this one down here. That one looks like it's got a little bit of stuff sitting in there. Let's take a look at that. Here we go. like some like kind of, I'm not sure what that is. Let's take a look. Or you guys can see that. A corrosion or something. Not sure. Not sure if that was somebody's welded, like it was cracked there before. It almost looks like weld bead. Let's go get the light out and take a look closer. Yeah, that looks like somebody did a weld bead there, doesn't it? You'll see. Like they did a weld bead and didn't even grind it down at all. That's what it really looks like. That's definitely not. Yeah, it looks like somebody like welded in there. Let's take a look at this. And I'll show you. It's like it's sitting up higher. It's hard to tell, but you can see like. Hey, thanks for stopping in, saying hi, Mario. Appreciate it. How you doing today? So let's get you guys set here, and I can get a better view for you guys. One moment. So it looks like there was like a patch there, or some type of bubbling up corrosion. It's hard to tell still. I think it looks like to me like they welded it or brazed it. I think you brazed cast iron, right? There we go. Try to get it better framed. That coolant passage right there. Let's get over here more. So let's get our light in and do some more investigating. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like that or something. It's just something sticks out. You guys can, I think you guys can see that better. Let me move it up so it's not in the way of the comments. There. You see that? Try to feel around in there a bit. Interesting. You kind of like see that ring. It's like a kind of sits up higher than the rest. And this other side isn't like that. I'll show you. I think it might just be the cylinder head. But it's a good observation, you know? You don't know until you like investigate this stuff. See how that's completely flat? But then this one up here is like different. It's not compromised or anything. It looks fine. It might just be something to do with the casting or something they do. So interesting to note. This side's definitely a lot cleaner than the driver's side. We had these two ports in particular. Let me back up the view. Okay. Right here and right here on the driver's side were completely clogged with like coolant stuff, like just material, like gunk, like really clogged, like not even flowing through. That's how clogged. So this side looks better. So that must be a casting thing. I'm glad we looked at it. It kind of looked like some kind of weld bead or brazing, or somebody been boogering something up there. But you don't know until you actually investigate, you know. And I'm not the machine shop guy. Like, he'll go through this better than I am, or he's supposed to be. So we'll get to know more as time goes on. But we'll flip it back over and keep going at this gasket some more. Gently. Okay, here we go. So let's keep going. Let's get our light set up better. Yeah, that's better. I'll just hook the rest of the gaskets. Just one moment, let me get set up here. Okay, let's continue. Here we go. Right here. Oh yeah, that's like some gunk still on that. Right here. This is a 0 scratch pad. Let's see, we got that cooling passage cleaned out because that was clogged. But this side's definitely a lot cleaner than the driver's side. The driver's side was nasty. There's some regular Dawn dish soap on there. We want to get some more power wash, heavy duty spray when we get a chance. But this is what we got to work with until we get some of that. Then this is going to the machine shop next month too. Okay, so I know I didn't gouge this on anything, so that's like some type of a... No, I have to show you. See that? There's like a little bit of a gouge thing. That should be able to buff out. I don't know what that's all about. Because when we took it out, we were really careful to put this on the wood, so that didn't happen from touching wood. So that was like in that by whoever put this in before me. So that, yeah, it's like a gouge. Let's take the razor blade on it. It might be gasket material. Hopefully it is. Hopefully I'm wrong. Okay. See, that's something I'm going to take a note of when I bring this to Lee. I'm going to let him know. There's a little gougey area there. Could even like circle it with like put like a note, a marker or something. Well, I'll show it to him. So yeah, this is probably gonna have to get resurfaced. This one, definitely. The other one's in spec, but I'll let him. You know, he's the machine shop guy. He probably knows more than I do, right? So, whole point of going there is so he gets it all prepped and ready for it to come back to me. We'll just probably do some stuff like valve springs and some new valves. And that's probably about it. And anything else, if he finds anything else in it that's wrong, like if the valve guides are shot, I'll have him go ahead and change those. But we wait to get the parts for it once we know we actually need it, because that way we're not buying stuff that we don't actually have to get installed. Yeah. Because when he's showing me how to check your valves, anyway, I've got a valve here. So let's say this valve is going here, and we want to check our valve guides. you're gonna have this thing about like this much sticking into the spot where it seats, like where you first start it. And then you check for play, and he was showing me some cylinder heads there that were totally shot with the valve guides, and the play was like about maybe like 3/8 of an inch both ways. And then you compare it to a new one, and there's no play, like very very tiny play. So it's, whereas I thought that you were somebody was saying in here, but so I learned how to check those better through him. Whereas I thought you'd pull it out like a 1/4 inch, like all of outward to back and forth, and that even the bad ones look good that way. He's like, that's the way you get thrown off. So his method actually is a lot better. So something I learned to check your valve guide tolerance to see if those are bad or not. So he's gonna go through it and check it all. Drag the razor. Oh, you want me to mess up my cylinder head? Well, thanks for commenting. Appreciate that. Look it up. All right, I'll have to look it up. Thanks for that. Appreciate the comments. It's good. Yeah, that little gouge area, we'll have to make note of that for him. See, if I didn't go through this, I wouldn't have known that. Then I could have been like, oh, I think he did that. You know, getting all paranoid or something. You know. So then, way if you inspect your own stuff before you take it somewhere, you get an idea of what's going on, and you can find stuff like that. That's probably not a big issue. It's not even near the. It's probably why I didn't even blow the stuff, because you could see it's not like directly butted up. Pulling the razor. Yeah, I'll have to look up about that. I haven't heard about that, but thanks for that. I'll check that out. It's getting there. Oh, yeah. Sounds like you know what you're talking about. So, that's good. Um, I'll have to check into that. Yeah, I almost gave up on trying to get this cylinder head out earlier. I was stuck on the block really bad. So I had to take the piece of wood and the hammer and go around it, and then WD-40 the edges of the gasket that I could get to. We had to do that for about a while, and then I actually got loose and we got it out here. I was just about to be like, all right, well, we'll try this again later, but we got it because the driver's side didn't give me a fight like that. So the method and the service information worked pretty good. That's where I got that method from. Just being careful not to put your block of wood against anything that's a gasketing surface or anything that's fragile, like really like a little flange that sticks off that could bust off if you're smacking against the wood against it. And you're just doing gentle. And it got it off. Yeah, it was pretty stuck. Yeah. I couldn't get the Hercules strength to get it off without having to loosen it. And it worked. It's just me here filming and doing all of it all at once. My son's 5 months old. He's not quite old enough to come out and help me. He's almost 6 months old though. Time's flying. Yeah, like I was really trying to just pull it off myself. My guy's stuck. Because believe me, if I could get it just by pulling, I would have. It was basically like you got to do better than that. That's not enough force to get it off. And then I knew I started making progress when I got to the outside of the the external studs area, and we started getting coolant to come out of there from the seam of the gasket and the head. So that's when I knew we were getting close. And it was pretty close. Yeah. I got that from the service information, but the part I got from the internet was putting some WD-40 or some penetrating fluid, whatever I had. I just went around and around the edges of the gasket area from the outside with some WD-40, and it seemed to actually break it loose. Because I know I didn't want to be rough for this stuff. Because yeah, you could get it all off all quick using 10-foot pry bar, and then you're gonna ruin everything. You know. If we didn't care about this stuff, yeah, you can go ahead and go with a 10-foot pry bar. Impact, air hammer. Like you're doing a brake road. Yes, amen. God bless, man. I appreciate that.
You're trying to drag it. Kind of seems like it does work. I'll just have to look more into that. Yeah, 10-foot pry bar. You know what I mean? Trying to get the point across. Like, yeah, you can do all that, but man, you're gonna be breaking something. As long as you're not working on my stuff or anybody I care about stuff. Like, I don't think anybody deserves their stuff beaten like that. It's just dumb. Some people just don't know better and they'll do stuff like that, though. I mean, that works. It gets it off. There ain't much left of it, but it gets it off. 10-foot pry bar. Or better, do you better, you can get a tow strap and hook it to my truck. Then hook the chain to it, to that cylinder head and floor it. It'll come off, but you're going to take everything with it. I mean, if you need it out that quick, you could, but you're going to be breaking a lot of stuff. There's right and wrong ways to do stuff. There's fast ways and stuff. I mean, even in the junkyard, you're not technically supposed to be like rough and beating up their stuff. They don't appreciate that. Like ruining all the other parts to get the part you out that you want. Like that kind of thing. I find it's best if you have the time, take the time and try to do it right. You know, makes a big difference. Oh, so like this. Check out this. Okay, so we'll try that. This spot's probably easier to do it too because these areas here with the jacket are harder to get to by doing it, like pushing it. That way, yeah, like you're saying, it'll glide over the, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because it's straight up and down seems like 90 degrees too much. Yeah, this is pretty gentle too, so seems to be good. Like down here, we got some remnants still. Pretty good. Yeah, it's not, it doesn't keep catching on the cooling passages like if you're pushing it through here, because you got all these cooling passages, so it keeps on catching. It's just take your time. Getting a pretty good amount of this stuff off here. All right. Yeah. God bless, man. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Gotta get some of this area here. Take some of this pad here. It's not zero scratch pad. That's good. That's what we needed on that. Because the outer gasket part's gone on it. We just need to get the remnants off of the metal. Get over here. There we go. Just our zero scratch pad and some Dawn soap. I mean, we went through and scraped off a lot of this gasket remnants. So it's just the parts that are the little remnants left. The main parts of the gasket are off. Better position. Sitting all weird. Get right here. Yeah, let's try that. Kind of looking a million times better already. It's not close to being done yet. And it's still got to go to the machine shop anyway. But with us doing this, we found this little gouge area. And it's actually not too bad looking once I cleaned it more. But there was just a little gouge area we pointed out. It's harder to see now. Right here. And that's on the edge. Luckily, it's not like right out, butted up with the cooling passage. But it's something that, you know, take note of. So that was like that because I didn't do that. So something. I don't think it's going to be an issue. Let's continue. It's a zero scratch pad with some Dawn dish soap. We'll get more power wash here when we get a chance. The power wash works a million times better. But this is still going the cylinder head. Get
going to the machine shop anyway. So we're just doing a good inspection and good base cleanup, so we know what's going on. That way we know what we got before we give it to the machine shop. What's going on? See, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have known about that gouge down there that I just showed you. That was on the surface. So something important to take note of. This is just a zero scratch pad as well. So it's a lot more soft than like the regular Scotch-Brites and Brillo pads. I'm gonna put, what do I do with it? No, we'll be okay. We'll just keep going. Yeah. Because a lot of these areas you won't know that they're all nasty or have something gouged in it until you do this stuff. That little bit gasket out of here. Keeping the blade flat as possible so we don't gouge anything sideways. Oops. That gasket remnant out of here. There we go, she's coming up. Okay. That looks a lot better already. Alright. Oops. Plastic light, thank God. Just be careful, stuff like that. Luckily, it's still going to the machine shop. I don't think we did any harm. It's a little plastic Harbor Freight light. Alright, stay tuned, guys, for some more coming up on this. I have to clean the engine block as well. This is going to get sent to the machine shop really soon. And so I'll come back on live later on, and I'll be doing the engine block cleanup and inspection. So I got to get going here now. So, all right, guys, till next time. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. All right, God bless. Till next time, guys.